Hello and welcome back to another video from trainingrite.com. In this video, we will be talking about the reporting capabilities of the SoapUI. As you know, that SoapUI has extensive reporting functionality. Basically, create reports on different levels. You could create reports on test suites, on test cases. You could create reports on projects. And I guess it does it in different formats. Like you could be creating reports, PDF types of reports, XML reports, and CVS reports, different types of reports. So the good thing about it is all these reports you could do customization of these reports. Um, to do that, you have to know a little bit about Jasper Reports. What is Jasper Reports? Um, Jasper Reports is, as some of you guys might be already knowing about it. It's the most popular open source reporting engine. We used to have Crystal Reports, but Crystal Reports is license based. It's a commercial, meaning you got to pay to own it. Now, in case of Jasper Reports, you don't really have to um, pay anything for it. Basically, you can use that. Now, how is SoapUI using those Jasper reports? Well, for that, let me open up a web service which we have, a training right web service. Basically, in this web service, what we are doing is we're working on a web service where it is going to compute the mileage between certain points. So let's say if you have to enter an origin point, so I'm going to be entering, let's say, the origin is going to be a city in New York. So let's say Brooklyn. So you want to find out, let's say if you're starting from Brooklyn, and if your destination is, you're going to, let's say, Baltimore in Maryland. All right. And you are stopping. There's a stop, and that stop is going to be, let's say, in a city called Edison in New Jersey. All right, so if I run this script, if I run this, in fact, it's not a script. In fact, it's a request to my web service, which we have built, which we are hosting from the trainingrite.net website. When I run that, it is basically going to compute and then give me some results, and the results is approximately, that is supposed to be like 229 miles, I guess. All right, so that's a web service. So if you are looking into the calls which we are making over here and looking into the response which we are getting, so here is my call, and it has three parameters which I need to pass, and these three parameters, as you can see over here, are your starting point, which is Brooklyn, destination is Baltimore, and then we're having a stop in Edison, and it is going to get the mileage as the result, which is supposed to be 229. So let us run a report on this and then try and find out what this report is going to produce. So as we have been saying that, SoapUI lets you create reports on different levels. So you could be creating a report on a test case. So I come over here, and my test case report basically would be showing me information pertaining to whatever is in the context of the test case. You could be running a report on the test suite level. You could be running a report on a project level. So let's say if I go and then run this report, and when I run a report, it is asking me what kind of a report you want. You want a test case report, you want to export the data, or you want to do if you have done any Selenium, you would know that they are JUnit style of HTML reports. Well, in this video, I'll just be going and then looking into the test case report, which is the SoapUI test case report. So behind the scenes, what is happening is the SoapUI is using a free engine, reporting engine, and that reporting engine is your Jasper Reports. If you need a little more information on the Jasper Reports, you could go to their website and look into it, or I will be covering a little bit of Jasper Reports in this video, as well as, of course, if you come and join our course, the SoapUI course, you will see an in-depth coverage of the Jasper reporting, as what you need to customize and where you need to go and stuff like that. So let's look into it for now. Let's see how the report is going to come out. So the report is compiling right now, and once it gets compiled, and here is the report. Now, if you look into this report, there is minor customization which was done to the report, and that customization is, as you can see, I changed the logo of this report, and in my video now, I'll be showing you some more things which you could do for the customization of it. The customization can be done in multiple ways. You could do the customization by going into the configuration files, or you could be doing the customizations by writing the script. So we'll be looking into all that. So by default, the test case results report for my get cruise mileage test case is the following. It says that the project is the training right transport WS build 1, and the test suite is whatever the test suite is, and the test case name is that. Now the base metrics which we are looking into is the number of tests here is just 1, and I have not ran any load tests or any assertions or anything like that. If I move to the next one, notice that there are no properties I have used in this test case. All right, and so in a second we're going to come back and then look into what are the different properties which you could be putting in here, and how the report is going to be pulling that and all that good stuff. Now, when you come to the page 3, it is giving you the metrics, the result metrics, meaning when did I start this, and when did I, 1969, wow, not even born then. The end date is what is the end date and the total time taken and all that. All right. So now what we will be looking into is during my customization, I have intentionally played with this part. So I'm going to be showing you how we could be adding, we could be customizing and stuff like that. All right. So the first level of before we get into the first level of customization, now because of the fact that you don't see any test case properties being pulled in here, so let us go and then create some test case properties. So the test case properties which I will be creating in this example would be, let's say this is the test case. I'm going to come into the custom properties, and then I'll be adding a couple of properties. To go with one of the properties, let's say we are doing the test for this company. So I will have a company name, and as one of the properties, and the value which we're going to be putting in there is, let's say, trainingride.com. I'm going to go and then add one more property, and I will say the start date of this project, and we'll just mention a date randomly, choose some date. Let's say we're going to be starting this in August, some date in August, let's say 2012. That's when we are actually going to be starting. Right now we are doing whatever we are doing in terms of preparing it. So the other one is the lead automation test engineer, and we will just put some value. Let me just put my name in it. Okay, so I got some custom properties in here. Now, if I just need to go and then pull the report, when I run in here, it's the test case report it is pulling. When I do that, now it is going to give you, as you can see, some of the properties which it had populated here. So as we go to the next page, you should see that the company name is Training Right, and the start date is that, and the lead is that. Okay, now the question is, what is happening behind the scenes? How is it pulling all this information and all that? For that, you have to go into basically your project. When you go into the project, there is a tab over here for reporting purpose. So you could go look into the different templates of reports which are available and how you could customize, how you could manage, how you could do the maintenance and all that. Everything is over here in this reporting tab. Now, if you look into the reporting tab, we have the out of the box, certain reports are available in SoapUI. There's a load test report, there's a project report, and then there is a security test report, and then there's a test case and the test suite. Now, the other two, I was working on it, so I just did few things in terms of trying to do some customization on that. So I'll be showing you how to create a new available report, what you could do with that. Now, a little bit of history or details of what is happening in here. When SoapUI came out with their versions, their earlier version of the SoapUI Pro tool, the professional tool, they before the professional tool, the reporting was basically done using Groovy. So you had to go in here and then you had to add a step and then you have to write the Groovy code even for reporting purpose. So I would have written some code for my reports, right? So if I go in there here, we could have used the report object and the report class, and then we could have done all that. Now, with the Pro version, basically what you get is we could go in here and then we could use a lot of Jasper reports, the templates of the Jasper reports, which the Soap UI Smart Bear team, which they have created. Now, say for instance, if you're talking about, let's say, the test case report. If I double click on the test case report, you will see that there is this XML code in here. What this XML code here is, it is nothing but it's the Jasper report, which is configured as a form of a template. So these Jasper reports, the Jasper report engine provides a lot of features to generate dynamic reports. It can include data to show from databases like JDBC databases. You could connect to any relational database as long as you have the JDBC way of connecting to it. As well as it provides you supports for passing parameters to this templates. You could pass variables. You could pass so many different things. So it has some advanced features such as custom data sources, and I'm going to be showing you how to do all that in terms of if you take a look in here, things are being passed to it. There is something called $V, and then there is something called a $P, and then there is something called a $F. These are nothing but these are the different ways of passing data to your what do you call the Jasper engine, reporting engine. So the report parameters or the fields or the variables, these are referenced as P $sign is $P is basically for the parameters. $F is for fields, and $V is for variables. So things are being passed to this template, to the test case report template. So where is all that information? How does this gets passed to it? And if I have to go and then if I have to customize it, how can I do the customization? Well, for that, you have to know the following, that every report, which is either out of the box or we will go ahead and then create a new report. Basically, that report, it can be created by going into here and then adding a new report and then setting the scope of the report, whether we want to run that report on a project level or a test suite level, test case level, on a load test, or on a common meaning that when I create a test, that test can, or the report rather, can be executed from any level here. The scope of that would be extended to any level which we want to. So when I'm creating that report, basically what happens is this report which gets created, it is working off a template which comes from a sub reports. So there are so many sub reports which have been created by the Smart Bear guys, and you could be creating your own report based on those sub reports. And what are these sub reports? These sub reports are nothing but they work off the configuration files which are sitting in your SoapUI, um, depending on where your SoapUI is installed. I have a SoapUI version 4.5 version installed, so it is installed on my C drive, program files, Smart Bear, SoapUI Pro 4.5.0. So if you look into this area, you'll find a folder called bin. And when you go into bin, here are your details about, since I'm dealing with the reports, I'm going to take you into the reports. I'll not talk about the listeners and the actions and all that. I'll take you directly into the reports. So if I take you into the reports, these are the different folders which we have in there. There's a folder for reports, the main reports. Then there's a folder for the sub reports. There's folder for your logos. You could draw your logos from here. And then there is a folder for the templates. Now let me take you into the main, this is the reports folder. When you go into the reports folder, notice that there is a test suite, test case, security project, blah, blah, blah. Let's say if I go into the test case. In test case, or for that matter, in any type of report, these are the two files. There is a Jasper report XML file. This is basically the file. And then here you have some configuration parameters which you could pass to it. Now, this Jasper report XML file actually needs to be opened with the Jasper reports engine. But what I have done is I have configured to open with Notepad because what it has in it is all XML. So if I go and then open it, just to show you some details about what we have in here, you will get to know a little bit about what is in there. So let me just open it up, and then as you can see here, whoa, wow, we got stuff in here which, whoa. Well, let me tell you, nothing here is something which you cannot understand. It's all pretty straightforward information. The fact that I have opened it in Notepad, it's not properly formatted. So here we go. What the same test case report, I'm going to try and open it as a part of, because this is the main reports, right? So if you go in here, this test case is in the reports, right? So, and then if I go and open that from my available report, this is my test case report. So if I open that, this is what you would see. This is basically what it is. So what do we have in here? This is a Jasper report. So in case of a Jasper report, there are certain sections when you create a Jasper report. If you have worked with Crystal reports, then you know this as well. There is something called a title section. There is something called a page header, column header, and then there is something for the detail section, column footer, page footer, summary, and all that. Okay, so as you can see, we have the different parameters which are configured in here, right? Different parameters which are configured in here. And then after we finish the set of parameters, then we'll be going into, let's say, the page header. So page header is a section which basically holds the information in the report about your the logo and about the name of the report and the page numbers and all that. So in every section, like the page header and the column headers and then the detail section, each section has got something called a band. Band is an element which helps to configure the content which you need to display in this particular section. So every section like that would have a band. So as you can see, there's a band here, and again for the column header section, you have a band, and then for the column header ends here. Then you have the detail section, and then you have a band here. Detail section is the section where all the iterations are happening, meaning that if you want to show the data gets basically displayed in here. And as you can see in the detail section, we have configured here in terms of what is the sub report which it will be using. So here are the main configuration parameters, and the actual details are coming as what kind of information you have to pull and all that. They come from the sub reports. So over here, I'm saying that the data which I'm showing whenever I execute, whenever I run a test case report, I will be showing the data, and that data is basically coming from this report. Which report? It is coming from the metrics report. So the sub report for that is the metrics report. So over here, you will see the sub reports as the metric report. So it has got its own Jasper report template and the configuration. So over here is what it will bring the data. So if you take a look in here, because it's a Jasper report, it also has to have its column header section, its detail section, and whatnot. So in the detail section of it, we are getting, as you can see, we are getting the value here from a field parameter, So as I was mentioning that you have field parameters and you have the variable and whatnot. So when you come and become a student of our SoapUI course, I'm going to be showing you all the details as where we have to go and then configure all this information to pull the different parts of that report. Now, if you need to configure something, you could. Now, in this demo, I'm going to be showing you one simple way, which is how you could be configuring the not the data, but just let's say the logo. So for that, it depends on what level you want to do that configuration. Let's say if you want to do the configuration on the test case report or on the test suite report. Now, let's say on the test case report, if I go, right, and so I'm going to go into a test case, and I am pulling my report. The fact that when the report pops up, this logo, if you have downloaded SoapUI and if you are executing it, you are looking at the SoapUI logo. And I changed that logo. So where do you go and then change that logo? What do you do? So basically for that, we have to look into a couple of places. If you want this to be like globally changed everywhere, then you have to go and then change it at few different places. If you want it to be changed at only certain area, then it can be changed in certain area. So okay, let me walk you through as where we got to be changing it. By default, that logo is being pulled from this address. Where do they pull the logo from? The logo is being pulled from this folder called logos. And if you see here, this was the default logo. The header underscore logo was the name of that, and I renamed it to SoapUI underscore header underscore logo. And then I put my training right in here, and then that's why it is pulling. Now the question is, where is that information? Where is that information which tells it to pull from here? All right, so to answer that question, you should look into the reports, and into the reports, depending on whether you want to do it on a project level, whether you want to do it on a test case level, on a test suite level. Each one can be configured on a certain level. Whatever you need to configure can be configured on different levels. So if I take you into the project level, in the project level, these will be the two files which will be available: the project report and the project report dash config -config. For that matter, in every report, whether it's a test suite, see here, test suite report and test suite report config. If it is test case report and test case report config. So I did not do any change to this test case, because whenever I want to do any change, what I will do is I'll make a backup of my out of the box JR XML file. So if you look into the project, there was project report. So I made the backup of that. I make a backup of that, and this is the Jasper report XML file, the template of that. And then I kind of like created my own. So in this, after I created my own, we are going to create the report based on that, not on the backup. But the backup, I already keep it just in case if you need to go back. If something happens while you're doing the customization, if you need to go back, you could go back. And how you would do that? For that, again, if you go over here, go into your reporting tab on the project level and look into all the available reports. I did not take away that project report underscore backup. I kept it in there. The reason is this, which happens to be my configured or customized report. If while we are doing customization, if we get into any problem, if things are not working, we could always revert back to that. So I kept it as a backup. All right. Okay. So in here, what did we do? So if you come and take a look into this, I'm not gonna deal with the rest of them because if you come and become a student of our course, we'll be talking about that. For now, I'm going to be taking you to a section which is basically the header section. After the parameters, this is the page header. Good. So all your parameters in the Jasper report, all your parameters are defined first, and after all the parameters, as you can see, all the parameters are defined up to this point, right? So starting from here, this template is given for style sheets purpose. So we define all the parameters that we are going to pass. Then comes the page header. In the page header, as in any section, you have your band. Band basically defines what is going to be the size of this section. So my page header will be, the height of it would be 51 pixels. And then over here, what are the different things which we are going to pass to it? So we'll be passing the page number, the variable page number, and it is going to get initialized from 1. And then I will also be passing this. This is a variable, and this is the parameter flow layout. Okay, what I'm concerned about is this part, this image, because that is the customization which I'm going to be showing it to you now. What we have done over here is here we are saying that you will be using an image. You will be using an image in the page header, right? And the details of the image are as follows. The image is basically the attributes here tells like how you want to align it. So horizontal align, it should be on the right side. If something on error type, go and then do a blank. So these are the values. Now, the actual values which you really should be interested in is now when the element comes in, what should be the size of the element? So I have played with that. So the default size, the width of it is 535. The height of this is 51. And where is this? It is coming from. So I said it is coming from a variable called TR logo, right? Training right logo, right? Now $sign P as in Peter and logo. So TR logo. So what is that $sign P? This is nothing but this is a report parameter. It's a report parameter. So where is that report parameter defined? So I have my report parameter defined up here. So I said take it from TR logo, right? This is the name TR logo, and the path to that is that. So it is going to go and then take it from here, and then it is going to show the data, which is the image file from here. All right. So that's basically what we will be doing, that customization, and then that customization is going to produce, that logo which we wanted to show. Now, there are other ways of doing it. The other ways are basically you could go into this project report. This project report would be pulling a sub report, and I could go into the sub report and then look into the sub report and see what kind of data we have in this sub report, and then we could also customize in the sub report as well. All right. So another field which we could be customizing in the in the parent report, in the project report. The project report is going to pull this project report. This file which you're seeing here is actually coming from this path. If you go back and if you look into it, it is coming from this path. It is basically coming from program file, smart bear, SoapUI, bin reports, and in the reports, I'm going to the project, and in the project, this is basically where it is coming from. So if I open it, let's say, let me open it in the free file viewer, that will be properly be aligned for me to go and then show you compared to. So this is properly aligned. So if we come over here, right? Another way of doing that is, if you see here, this one, parameter name header logo. So let me just take it and open a new notepad and then show you that. So over here, if you can see, this is again the page header starts next. So we can pass it as a part of the parameter, right? And the parameter here is, I have said, pick up the value of this header logo. The name of the parameter is header logo, and pick up the value of that going into the where my smart bear or my SoapUI is installed. Go into the logos folder. There is a logo underscore header underscore logo.jpg. Pick it up from there. So this is one way of doing it, right? Or the other way is, you could also go ahead and then do it here. You could define a parameter here, and then you could work with that parameter. So let's say if I go and pull a report on a let me just do it on a let's see over here. See here, if you pull that report on a test suite level, I have a different logo coming up. If I pull it up on a test case level, this is a test case scope, and if I pull the report on a test case, then I would have a different one. So that is because on a test suite level, I have again I've configured it differently. This is on a project level. So on a test suite level, so I'll go to the test suite, and in the test suite level, if I open it up in a free file, you will see that on a test suite level, I am pointing it to a different address. So that different address is showing up again over here as a part of the parameter or as a part of the image over here. So that's basically that customization. Now you could be doing tons of other customization, which is you could be creating your own reports, meaning that you could go in here. Let's say I'll give you just a scenario where there is a need for us to create our own report. Now, when you run a report, that report is basically given to you, as I said, on a different levels. It is given to you on a test case level, right? So let's say if I go on a test case level, and on a test case level, I need to run a report, and this report is giving me here. It is giving me the option of test case report, right? Now let's say when I run that, it is showing me here the test case properties, right? And in this case, I don't have any test case properties over here, because the previous time I ran it on a different, this one. I ran it here. Now I'm running it here. So I did not get any test case properties. Now, but let's say if you have to generate a report, or if you just quickly need to know how many properties or what are the different properties which are available on any level. So how would you do that? How would you find out what are the properties? Now, you could quickly run a report, but is there a report like that available for us? The answer is that there is not a report like that which is available to us out of the box. It is not. So we have to create one, right? So what kind of report are we talking about? On any level, doesn't matter whether I'm on a project level or a test case level or a test suite level. If I need to go and then quickly take a look into all the properties, So what is one of the ways of doing that? You will come over here and see if there are any properties here. So let us go to this one. Let us go to this one and see. We have these three properties. If I need to run a report and display only the properties, I'm not interested in, because there could be like 27 properties. So why do I have to run a report which is giving me the whole test case report? I just need the property test properties report. So if I do that, it is going to give me the project, this, and the metrics of that. And right now we don't have anything in here. So this is only one page, or rather, this is the total of like 3 pages, I guess. There could be like 37 pages or 93 pages. Believe it or not, we have some reports which are like 100 pages long, depending on what my test steps are in here. I could have tons of test steps in here. So just in order to print a list of the properties of my test case, why do I have to print 93 pages? Why do I have to print 93 pages? Well, so is there a way to do that? That's where our customization will come. So we got to go and then do the customization. For that, I have to come in here and then create a report. So I will come in here and I'll say that, okay, I want to create a report. And this report is, let's say, properties reports. Properties report. So if I'm creating a new report, then this is what scope you want. Do you want it only on the test cases, right? Or do you want it on the test suite or project or whatever? So if I say just, whenever I run this properties report, show it up only when I'm running the test cases, right? Okay, so I select that and I hit OK. All right. Now it is opening up a box and asking me, okay, since you want to show some data, so we already have this ready-made templates created. So what kind of data do you want to show? So are we showing the metrics? No, I'm not interested in the metrics. So what am I interested in? I'm interested in what is called the properties report. So this property, it will give you all the properties of a test. So I'm going to check that and then hit OK. So what it gives me over here is we have a new report now called properties report. And the scope of the properties report is it's basically on a test case level. On a test case level, it is going to show. The report type is a test case level, right? And now, what do we show in here? This is what it is. This is that Jasper report template which we have used. So let's say if I want to go and then pull, let me run this. So where am I going to run it? Let's say if I go onto my test case, this was my test case, right? Let's see, yeah, this was my test case. So if I come in here and if I run my report, so now notice that I have this properties reports available to me, right? It is available to me as a properties report. Now, if I go one level up, if I go, let's say, to my test suite, and if in my test suite, if I try to run it, now notice I have test suite report, but I do not have the properties on this level, because my report, which I just created, that report which I just created up here, the properties report, it can work only on the test case. So I have to be on a test case level, which is I am here on a test case level, and then I'm pulling a report, and it asks me, okay, which report do you want? So we say properties report and test case, so just the properties. And if I hit that, it is going to give me all the properties here. So if you see, let me just expand that and show you. If you see here, basically it gave me a list of all properties. Now, is it giving me the metrics? Is it giving me the results? No. So if I have 27 properties, I would be able to find out all those 27 properties in here, right? Now, let me just quickly go ahead and then add a few more properties to it and see if it can pull that. So over here, I'm going to go and add, and I'll say that company location. Company location, and this is we are in New York, so we'll say New York, USA. Okay. Now if I need to move it up, right, I can. So this is my company name, my company location. when are we starting this project, and who is the lead test engineer. Okay, we have something going on in here. Okay, let us go and pull this report. Which report do you want? You want the report for the property. So here is the properties report. And when you do that, lo and behold, what you have here is, as you can see, we have the company name, we have the company location, start date, and the engineer. So this report is going to give me only for the properties now. Well, like that, if you need to have reports generated to show you only certain data, then we could just go and then configure those reports. I could build those reports. I could take a template from here, and then after you take the template from here, you would set the scope of that. Where do you want to pull that report? And then basically you could go ahead and then customize. I could, there is one thing which I will leave you with in this video, and that is, let's say if I go in here and if I pull that report, right? If I pull that report, properties report, if I pull it, now I don't know if you noticed this or not, but let me bring it to your attention. It is saying here null properties. It is saying null properties, right? Now, why null properties? That means that something is not right. Now, I will not show you that in this video, because I want you to come and take a course and then learn everything from us as how to customize it and all that. Well, you know what? At least I'll give you some direction as where to look for that. All right. Okay. To look for that, you have to go into the build, and we are looking into this report, and then basically we are looking into, since this is that template, right? The customization is, we are saying this, get me the data of the name of the test and have the word report. That's why you see that when we printed the report, it took the name of that, get cruise mileage test case, and it said a report. So if I pull that, it'll say get cruise mileage, right? And it should have set the word report. It should have set the word report. The word report did not print in here, right? But the get cruise mileage printed. So what is happening? If I go back, this is how you will do your customization. So over here, if you see, that data is coming from this text field in the band. It is coming from this text field. So this is that name, then followed by report. The reason it did not print all that is because of the report element coordinates. If you notice, we started off at x159 xy coordinates, and the width is 229. Now let's say if I change it and say that start at x10, and the width has to be, let's say 800. All right. And if I come over here, now notice where I am changing that. Where am I changing it? If you, you need to know what you are configuring, what you are customizing, how you are changing it. If you change it here, I changed the right information. But did I change it at the information was the right information, which I need to change, which is the XY coordinates and all that. But did I change it at the right place? So we will see in a second if we change it at the right place. So I come over here and I will pull the report again. Pull the report. This time, as you see, get cruise mileage test case report. So we have the whole thing now. We have the whole thing. And if I bump it up, you will see that get cruise mileage. Before, only this one was showing because of the lack of space. Now we have everything coming up, right? Now, I did not show you about this null, did I? Well, that is for you. That is for you to figure it out. I will also show you something in here. One last thing before I let you go. We are back here. We did change something, right? This is not exactly the right place to change. Why? Because if we reload it, if we come in here and if we reload all global reports, right? If I do that, I reloaded it, right? Now I reloaded it. Once I reload, right? Basically what happens is it is going to go and then pull that information if you have made some information here in the other section. So if we have made any changes to the actual configuration files over here in the program files and in the Smart Bear, let me take you to Smart Bear, and over here, if I change that into the bin and into my reports, and if I change it into my report section, whether it is a test case or what, if I change it over here, all those things that you need to be reflected, you could be coming and changing them here. And then if you reload, all those changes will be reflected here. So you don't really have to change it in the tool, SoapUI tool. All right, so I will not fix that little thing which which we talked about, which is this part. This is from the previous one. So I would leave it up to you. And if you have to have a hint about it, the hint or a little clue as where to fix is over here in the sub report section. In the sub report section, we pull the sub report from something called properties. So you got to go into the properties, and you have to fix in the properties, and you have to fix something over here. I can fix that in 30 seconds, but I would leave it up to you to figure it out. Or else come and join us at trainingrite.com. And then we will show you a lot of things of how to customize reports, how to create new reports, and how to do all that good stuff. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching this video. And we hope to see you as a student in one of our courses. By the way, we do offer SoapUI course. We offer Load Runner, QTP, Selenium, and Quality Center, SQL for testers. Please visit our website, www.trainingrite.com, and you will see everything that you need to know about joining our courses. Thank you, and you have a good day.